Delays, more kicking the can down the road by the UK government. But why are we surprised? They're not ready. No. Anyway, here, please beep the old like button. No. Got in the Financial Times. They've just got an article on here. And it's saying that the UK government has delayed the third and final stage of the post-Brexit border rollout. And it's actually triggering some anger from industry because they don't know where they are. They plan. And if you don't, tell them what's going on and what the next plan is or what's going to happen, how the hell are they supposed to plan? It's a bit like when the Trading Corporation was agreed at the last minute. Businesses didn't know what was going on. They didn't know if there was going to be no deal. They didn't know if we were going to have a trade agreement with the European Union. Now, Brexit is an absolute disaster. It's a catastrophe for the country. It's a catastrophe for our mobility, our ability to travel, to work in other countries. Everything is a flippin' shit show. It really is. Oh, well, sorry about that. That's my little rant. So anyway, this has triggered a angry response from traders who said ministerial engagement with the industry was totally lacking. Like I said, they didn't know what's going on. A waiver on safety and security certificates for goods entering the United Kingdom from the EU has been extended by another 3 months to January 2025, the end of January. And it'll probably happen again. Because as a country, we're not ready. We haven't even accepted that we've really left the European Union in full yet. Well, in fact, actually, some people actually think we're actually already left everything's all done and dusted. No! Are you mad? Clearly. Well, the announcement by the UK Tax Authority marks the latest in a string of delays to implementation of the country's post-Brexit border regime. Now, the thing is with this is also, it tells the European Union you're not serious about your Brexit. They're not going to negotiate anything with us. They'll talk, but they won't negotiate. There will be no deal struck between the European Union and the United Kingdom while the Trade Corporation Agreement hasn't actually been implemented in full. They've already said as much. So trade representatives said that while they welcomed the waiver extension, the government's failure to properly engage with the industry or offer clear guidance on arrangements with Britain's largest trading partner, yes it is, 450 million people. It's a lot of people to trade with. Okay, some of them are babies, you might not be trading with them, I know, I get that. So constant changes and deadlines have cost the industry financially, and it erodes confidence in both the government. Look, it's not just this government, Labour government. Let's remember what went on before. The Conservatives delayed and delayed and delayed and delayed. Probably delayed until Labour got in and make it their problem. So, yeah, it erodes confidence in both the government and our sector in terms of our ability to deliver for customers, said Nicola Mallon, head of the trade at Business Group Logistics UK. Yes, an engagement has been totally lacking by the government and governments before. There's been a few, hasn't there? That there has, under the Tories, my God. Now, they told us during the Brexit campaign that everything was going to be better, being outside the European Union. But everything is worse. We've got less sovereignty now than we had before. We're a rule taker now. We don't make the rules in the European Union. They're imposed upon us with no say. So there you go. Now, Phil Pluck, Chief Executive of Gold Chain Federation, did I say gold? I mean Cold Chain Federation, the Freezer Federation. You know, food. I said gold. I like gold! What film was that? Leave it in the comments down below. Now, it speaks to, they speak for the perishable goods trade and said industry has been given hardly any notice about the delay. And it was another example of the governments failing to manage their own work streams and so pushing the industry into another postponement, they said. Now, this was supposed to come into force on the 31st of this month. But now it's delayed until the 31st January 2025. And it could get delayed again and again and again and again. But the problem, you see, for these companies, because they don't know what's going on, they think, should we plan or should we not plan? Is it worth it? Every time this happens, it costs them a considerable amount of money. It's like the rug is constantly getting pulled out from underneath them. Now, we do need checks. Foodstuffs entering the United Kingdom since Brexit have been toxic. We've had toxic chicken with salmonella coming from Poland. People actually died because of that. You see, exporters in the EU, they're not going to check them. Let's send them all our shit. Oh, those chickens are looking a bit ropey. I might last a couple of days. I'll tell you what, the UK will have them. I don't know whether to laugh or cry. I really don't. The stupidity of it all. I've been criticised on this channel again and again and again for one person in particular telling me that, oh, well, it's all right, I'll talk about Brexit, how bad it is. Well, then, you should be talking about how do we solve it? How do we get into the EU? What is the route to rejoin? I've made those videos in the past. They're on the channel if you want to check them out. There are rules. There's no change in the rules, and if we want to rejoin or join the European Union, which is more accurate, well then quite frankly, we're going to have to abide by the rules set by the European Union, not set by us. And there will be a period of negotiation, yes, but there'll be a starting point. And the starting point for many people in the United Kingdom, including people who wanted to stay in the EU, is a no-no, such as losing the pound. And any referendum will be based on that starting point. That will be, well, the line of attack by those who want to stay outside of the European Union. The Brexiters, many of who voted to leave. Now, many Brexiters now will say, OK, we want to come back in, it's shit. It's deeply frustrating. But you were warned. Those of you who voted for this mess, you were told to say that you didn't have the information. Oh, you can't tell the future. You didn't need to tell the future. You just need to know what are the arrangements that are already applied to third countries, and the United Kingdom is now a third country. There was never going to be a case that we could go in there and cherry pick, have all the benefits of the European Union while being on the outside of the European Union. That was never going to happen. It was obvious at the time, and it was obvious now. But you chose to believe the likes of the Brexiters and people like Boris Johnson, Nigel Farage, Michael Gove, Jacob Rees-Mogg, Dan Hannan, all those idiots. They'll get immigration down, they said. Our immigration's gone through the roof since Brexit. We don't have the power that we had before. Before we could negotiate with the whole of the European Union regarding migration, not just France. Before we had send back, we could send back people. It was possible. We chose not to anyway. Anyway, what say you before I blow a gasket? Please leave in the comments down below. Please poke the old like button out as well. If you want to support the channel, do it on Patreon or buy us a coffee, and I'll carry on exposing the truth. Because one thing I won't do to you is lie. I won't lie. No, I might make mistakes sometimes, but I'm not going to lie. But I've been lied to so much myself in the past. I'm all sick of the lies. I'm fed up with it up there. With people just manipulating the truths just to fit their agenda, manipulating headlines just to fit their agenda. Then when you read partway down the article, if you bother to, and then you realise that the headline was just clickbait in the first place. Deeply frustrating. Anyway. If you give us a bit of support, we can continue. So anyway, please click the old like button anyway and comment down below, because I do read the comments, but you probably already know. I can't always reply, but I do read them. And I'll create some engagement. I'm interested whether you're a Brexiter or whether you're a Remainer. It doesn't matter. Still interested, but just play nice. Toodaloo.